It happened after the
after
Tuesday,
nine.
before the awards.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Caveman Coach G United?
Yeah, coach. But on the other side, I know who like now.
Shit preview, we gotta go ahead and give what's the name from the last week too then.
Talk about our predictions, what happened that.
I know you got G's United.
G's United. Ed Lover, we had Pac on the show. Pac was going crazy. Had to cover his mouth. No, I'm just playing. Welcome to In the Trenches. I'm Coach Hardaway. Welcome to our platform. We're going to talk about a lot of different things, football related, from a lot of different aspects. We're going to give our young guys a chance to have a platform and speak. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Coach Juice, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. You know what
how
I mean?
you doing? Hey, yeah, you already know that. Hey, Coach Juice, I guess now formerly coach at Cleveland Heights High School. I found out via social media, but we'll get to that later on. In the trenches, we here.
Yeah. Next up, my boy Coach Tev. This guy right here, how I got introduced to him was, he came out, he helped our program, was one of our 12U coaches, really stepped up, really hungry to get more knowledge. So with that being said, Coach Tev.
Coach Tevin played Pee Wee football for me. Pee Wee football and high school football. So I won't tell my age, but mine.
Coach Tev. Currently the coach of the Cleveland Renegades and Ward 5 United 12U program. First, welcome to In the Trenches. Try to gain some knowledge, gain some insight at the end. Like, share, subscribe. Show some love, give comments, feed, whatever. Let us know what it's going to be. We're going to let y'all know what it's going to be. Let's get it going.
So the first thing we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to recap the playoffs. It's a very exciting time of year. So we really want to highlight the teams from Northeast Ohio. Some teams of friends that we have still coaching, young men that we've coached that are playing at Thanksgiving. So Coach Juice, you've been doing this for a long time. You know that if you're having practice on Thanksgiving morning, it's real serious. You're getting real close to a goal that a lot of different high school teams set out to do. First thing we're going to talk about the big boy division. We're going to talk about St. Ed's. They're going to match up with Donna Lincoln, I think from outside like the Columbus area.
Yeah.
Ed's, they stay consistent, man. They stay consistent. They really handled Minter last week. I think this is going to be an interesting game for them. Donna Lincoln, they got a pretty tough running back. They're nice up front. So, Juice, this is going to be an interesting game, man. You think Ed's going to be able to pull this thing off?
I think St. Ed's will handle this one. Trench warfare, definitely.
Sure.
I think those big guys up front will handle this, pretty much. Don't see it to be a shootout. It's going to be a real.
It's one of them knockdown, drag out.
Content. But I think St. Ed's will pull this one out. I'm looking for the next round, really, that championship.
Yeah, because go ahead.
But Gahanna Lincoln, I mean, they got an explosive running back, who can, tread water. Ed's had some problems with St. Ignatius. Not to get to my situation with him, but hey, they had some issues with them, so I'm sure that they'll try to exploit some of the issues that they had early with them. Going into the third quarter, it's still close. Into the third quarter, it's still close. Mason caught that long pass down the sideline and kind of helped them.
Shout out to the boy Kyan Mason too, man.
Yeah, shout out to him. Hey,
he really doing your thing.
He kind of catapulted them past them in that round.
For sure.
You know, with that pass.
Man, he's
Nexus played balls out that night. They fought hard, but like I said, at the end, those big time players made them plays.
For sure. So then you look at the other games, Springfield and Moeller. I saw Springfield play last year. I haven't seen them much this year. Shout out to my boy Mike Robb up in the Toledo area. He kind of gave me some insight on Springfield. They lost Jason Smoot last year.
Hey, the door.
We're live.
You back? We were talking about Moeller and Springfield.
Mm-hmm. We talking about Moeller and Springfield. Mm-hmm. So Jason Smoot graduated last year. He's the kid that led them to the state championship. To the state championship game where they lost to Eds. But the kid that's coming up behind him, I can't think of his name right now, but he's led Springfield to a very successful year. But I'll speak on the Cincinnati Moeller team because I actually got a chance to see them play down in Ironton. When Benedictine went down, we played DeMatha. Very, very impressed with Moeller, man. Running back kid by the last name of Marshall, number 24, stud. I watched him play Maryland Good Counsel. I think Good Counsel was ranked in the country at the time. Moeller they handled him. You know what I mean? I think they went to win that game by 21. But it's going to be real interesting, man. I think the state championship game in Division I, it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out fest.
Moeller has a pretty solid defense, solid run game, discipline up front, discipline strong up front. I think that honestly could push them to the next round. But it's the Final Four, so anything's up in the air. It's pretty much a wait-and-see game for it's once we strap it up. But I can see Moeller making it through this round to the next one for sure.
For sure. And another thing is Moeller played St. Ed's this year. Ed's won that game 6-0. So it just shows you the type of defense, trench game that they got going on. So I think that'd be a crazy rematch in the state championship game. So that's really interesting.
The thing about Moeller, nice trench. That's a nice trench game, but Springfield has experience as well.
They do.
Head coach.
They do.
Former state champion.
Yeah.
Public school guy.
Mm-hmm.
Also, last year in that championship game against St. Ed's, a few passes didn't connect.
Yeah.
If they connect this year,
could be a problem.
Last year, those passes that were dropped is what cost them that game.
They did, and a couple penalties they had. Remember that down there was marching and driving down the field?
So that
turned it over.
Yeah. Smoot was an actual beast. He was a beast last year.
Yeah, he was a beast.
Quarterback this year stepped up. He learned under Smoot and old coach. And he got it back in the Final Four. Moeller, great team. I don't see them staying. The game is going to be played, but I'm already giving the nod to Springfield on that one.
I'm going with Moeller.
I'm going with Springfield. Who you got, Chad?
I think I'm gonna go with Springs.
I think
come on. I want him to bet against me.
I'm gonna go with Moeller.
I want him to bet against me because I'm gonna bet that steak dinner. I owe his ass back. Hey, so
I think that's
yeah. So I want them both to go against me. I'm a triple it or nothing.
I'm going with Moeller just off the way they play Eds.
For sure.
So I have a rematch with St. Ed's and Springfield. They need to get it in one more time. Run that back for 2022, Division I.
All right, so now going to the Division II. We're gonna talk about obviously Hoban is gonna play Mass, and that's a dynamite matchup in the state semifinal.
Nice.
Speaking from the Massillon point of view, the kid Will Trail Harrison, heck of a ball player. I watched the kid for a long time. He played in Cleveland Uni football. Played his, I think his freshman year at Beechwood. Always knew he was going to be a star. He's helped lead that Madison team. They tough up front. They beat St. Ed's this year.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a really good matchup. But, Hoban, we can never count them out. I got so much respect for what Coach Terrell and those guys do down there. From their strength and conditioning aspect to when it's this time of year, those guys are ready to play. And you ask me, how do I know? Because we saw them at least one time a year. So,
And then from
at least one time a year. So I know their trench warfare, they're going to be able to run the ball. They're going to try to put the game on Lamar Spurling's back, and we're going to see.
Spurling is going to be the key. Spurling had over 2,200 rushing yards this year, 37, I think, rushing touchdowns. Him and that line, that offensive line, that's going to be the key to them making it out this round.
And with that round, Hogan and Maslin, the trench war gonna be nice. Running backs, I think both running backs on both sides pretty decent. That receiver though for Maslin, those one-on-ones, he be killing on the one-on-ones. And remember, Maslin played great special teams that day against St. Ed's. St. Ed's missed a few field goals that day.
Right. Maslin was able to capitalize.
Maslin capitalized, but the thing is, do you capitalize off of those turnovers? And they did that. They did it, and the drives were systemic, they were substantial, and they melted the clock. Edge would get the ball back, they drive, tried for the field goal, might go, it went left. They get the ball back, run the clock. So I think coaching on both sides is nice. You got Terrell over there, Coach Terrell. You know, many championships, Maslin, they're trying to get back to what they're trying to get to. So yeah, it's gonna be a dog fight. I have Maslin and the Shocker though.
And Juice, I gotta honestly, my heart wants me to pick Maslin. It do, because I really like the kid Harrison. Man, the championship rounds, man, it's hard for me to go against Hogan, man. I'm gonna pick Coach Terrell and Hogan until otherwise noted. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Hogan too.
That's cool.
Oh, and
I
then
think Spurling been having a special year.
And then so the next matchup is gonna be in Division II, Kings Knights versus Toledo Central Catholic. The Kings Knights knocked off Cincinnati Wynn Woods last week, the defending Division II state champion from a year ago. They grinded out against those guys. I think the final score is 23-16. So it sounds like it was a dog fight. Then you got Toledo Central Catholic. We played Toledo Central Catholic early this year, I think week 2, and they put it on us pretty good. But what I walked out of that game understanding is that they're very, very strong up front. Very strong up front. Offensive and defensive lines, their quarterback, he's been through a lot of stuff in his career. But he came back this year stronger than ever. Toledo Central Catholic is my pick to win Division II altogether. I'm going to say that now in the semifinal round. I just feel like I haven't seen a team more physical. We played some good teams this year, including DeMatha. I believe Toledo Central Catholic had the strongest trench game that I saw all year long. So they my pick to win this game versus Kings Knight, and I'm gonna say my pick to win the state championship, to be honest, in Division II.
You roll with TCC for D2?
I'm gonna roll with TCC and D2, man.
I'm gonna roll with Hogan. I'm rolling with Hogan. I've been watching them all year. I've been liking what they've been doing all year. I'm rolling with Hogan for D2.
So the pick for that game, Toledo Central Catholic Kings Night. I saw Toledo Central Catholic on film. I was doing some scout film.
Sure.
Kind of stout up front. Receivers really don't.
They have the best receivers.
Kind of just but they do the simple thing. They go block. They Kings Knights. They're kind of the sleeper in the whole thing.
They are.
Up and comers.
They knocked off the defending state champions. So
I'm gonna have to go with them.
You gonna go Kings Knights?
Kings Knights and the Shocker.
And the Shocker.
Yes.
All right. So we done covered Division II.
Definitely move forward to D3.
Now we're gonna jump into Division III. Local team that we highlight in Division III is Holy Name. Shocker, man. They beat Paddlewood last week. Not the Shocker. They've handled Paddlewood.
I like
In the last past couple of years, Paddle has not been able to beat Holy Name, man. So like they got Canfield who beat Chardon. So Canfield knocked Chardon out. So yeah, let's talk about that. Holy Name.
Where would that game be played?
I'm not sure where that game was gonna be at.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. They got Canfield. I'm gonna go with Canfield. Canfield tough. I think Holy Name's magical season ends. I believe it ends on Friday night. Canfield is tough, man. They physical up front. They knocked out the defending Division III state championship. I'm gonna go with Canfield in this one.
Shard, hard to come about with that particular offense they run.
Right.
But Holy Name is made. I mean, they haven't been the games haven't been close.
No, they blew Paddle out last week.
The name's been walking through so far.
So it's kind of like where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for the Northeast Ohio
Holy Name.
team. I'm going Holy Name in this one.
Okay.
Hey, so let's talk about the Bloom Carroll Typico, the second semifinal matchup.
I'm going with Holy Name as well.
Well, Holy Name as well. This Bloom Carroll versus Typico.
Grew up in that division.
Bruce, what we talking about with Bloom Carroll? I don't know too much about Bloom Carroll.
Bloom Carroll. Haven't did much research on that coach.
We're gonna keep it pushing on that.
We're gonna keep it pushing on that.
That's a toss-up for that.
It's a toss-up.
Let's also.
We're gonna leave that
So
The team we know.
leave that as it is, man.
So the next division we're gonna talk about, man, is Glenville in Division 4.
Division 4.
I mean,
Glenville versus Jefferson.
versus Jefferson local. Last week, Glenville played
Van
Wert. It was a much tougher game than a lot of people anticipated.
A 9-point win.
We got to give a shout out to Coach Ginn, offensive staff over there. They were very smart. They didn't complicate the game. They gave the ball, Arvell Nelson, to number 7, Deshaunte Jones, man, and they rolled his back, and I salute them for that. Ain't no need to get pretty.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple. The boy had
Coach.
29 carries for 287 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Keep it simple, stupid.
It's winning in the trenches.
Look, winning in the trenches.
Winning in the trenches.
What's that fucking I formation?
Yeah.
Like, coach, how fucking simple do it get? I formation.
Hey, salute to those guys
Come
over
on,
there,
man.
though. They figured the matrix out because it really ain't a matrix.
It's definitely in the
You
mix.
know, and they gave it to that kid. But a shout out to him too. It was cold up there, and at first you kind of thought that Glenville might succumb to the cold because it was gonna be who wasn't gonna let the cold get to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that Deshaunte Jones just put the team on his back. You know what I'm saying? The offensive line, they offensive line, they don't talk about Glenville's offensive line
Big
like
shout
that.
out to that offensive line.
Big Fred got a Michigan offer. No, these guys is running it up. So this Jefferson team, me personally, I think Glenville gonna blow this Jefferson team out by at least 3 touchdowns. I don't think this game is close.
I just looked at this picture, and I'm a realist. My goodness, Lord. I think they got 25 kids. I don't know if
It's like 25.
if the picture was right or not. I'm talking about
Yeah.
Jefferson.
Yeah, Jefferson got about 25 kids. That's what people told me before I even looked at that picture.
But maybe they're going to go out and think. I'm thinking they may say, okay, we're going to keep the ball away. We're going to try to move this pocket.
Right.
Throw the ball short outside. Quick passes outside game. Maybe 4 blocks inside. Catch that aggressiveness downhill. But how long? So what's the adjustment to that? So with that being said, it's going to be a rough night for them. If they ain't got adjustment, cause like, okay, you can do that for a minute, but what happens when the speed and the power take over? It's like, cause from what I saw, some of them guys need to get away with it.
Ain't no way.
It ain't gonna be real pretty.
Hey, Jones left,
Oh my goodness,
Jones right, Jones up the middle all night. That's just the way it's gonna
Coach,
go.
when he trucked that guy coming through that hole,
That let Jefferson know.
Oh,
it was like bully ball.
man,
Coach,
bully ball.
He ran right over the dude.
Then in the second game, you got Steubenville, aka Big Red, versus Cincinnati, Wyoming. Let me tell you a story
I know
about
about Big Red.
Steubenville. So I had to be down at Youngstown State Camp probably about 2 years ago, something like that. I'm sitting up in the stands watching everything. So I'm sitting next to a guy. He said, "Your son's out here?" I said, "Yeah, our boy's out here. You know, I said, "Your boy out here?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "What school he go to?" He said, "Man, my boy just started running back for Big Red." I said, "Big Red?" At Steubenville. So the pride of the people in Steubenville is going to be interested in this Cincinnati-Wyoming matchup because I think Cincinnati-Wyoming was the only team that I thought could give Glenville a really tough matchup in Division 4. But Steubenville is right there. I mean, they really do this too. Long history and tradition of winning big games and winning state championships. So, man, this is a toss-up. But, again, Cincinnati, Wyoming has a running back that has close to 3,000 yards rushing. And in the playoffs this time of year, the running game travels. I'm going Cincinnati, Wyoming in this one.
But Coach, Steubenville got a running game around too.
Steubenville got a running game too.
Big Red.
Big Red.
They got a running game around
Big
too.
Red got a running game for sure.
Okay, and this is the school again. Due to the scandal that happened down, and you know they've got past that. You know,
Sure.
Steubenville always
whatever
has
the case
something
may
running
be.
game,
But I mean, Big Red is back and hungry, Coach. And what I'm thinking is,
You like that? You sound like you like that Big Red and that Glenville matchup.
I like that Glenville and Steubenville matchup in the state championship. That's football. That other team, they okay, but
That's gonna be.
I'm just not seeing
Glenville
them
Steubenville is a
knocking out
Ohio. That's
Steubenville.
an Ohio State matchup.
I'm not
That's
seeing
an Ohio
them
State championship
knocking out
matchup.
Steubenville. So I got Steubenville, bully football. I got
Steubenville
coming
by
down there and do
6.
that. I got them by, I say about 14.
They gonna learn
Get
after
2
this week.
touchdowns.
They gonna learn after this week not to go against me. Huh? They gonna learn. It's gonna be hell to pay.
Oh, good.
Steak dinners on deck.
All right, y'all. We gonna go ahead and wrap it
I
up.
wanna stay
Take a little
too. I ain't
small
mad.
break before we get to this next session, y'all.
Hold on. And to comment that Glenville, Jefferson game, they gonna try to throw the ball. They can't run the ball. So, defensive backman have a huge night. Remember I said that, Coach? Defensive backman have a huge night. And if Glenville decide to throw the ball, which they haven't done this season, watch out for the tight end, Coach. They don't even use him
19,
that much.
19 is
But
a big
he get a lot of-
target,
he get a
big
lot of love
athletic
nationally.
target.
But-
I think that's a 3-star tight end.
But hey, watch out for the tight end. I mean, him alone, he can get that ball. You know, so they can hurt you with the tight end game. They can hurt you with the running back. You know, and the receivers can stretch the ball down the field vertically.
Sure.
So I mean, I'm looking at, we ain't gonna get there till next time. We doing it next week, right? So
Sure.
we're gonna talk about that next week. My state championship favorite.
Yeah, so we're gonna come back, talk about these picks next week, and that's that.
Right now we're gonna wrap it up, going to a commercial break. In the trenches, baby.
In the trenches.
Here's a word from our sponsors.
Hi, my name is Richard Starr, and I am a member of Cleveland City Council, Ward 5. As a member of City Council, I've been fortunate enough to be able to work with the incubator of CLE for about the last 3 years, providing different digital marketing, communication, video, editing, flyers, and all type of different forms of marketing and production over the last 3 years. They've done an excellent job. They've helped support my campaign when I was running for Cleveland City Council way back in 2021, and they continue to be a good service, a good provider for all of my needs to make sure we connecting with residents and getting the message out about what's going on in my office here at Cleveland City Council. The reason why Councilman Richard Starr, will recommend the Incubator CLE is because of the work and the quality of work that they do. When I had a website designed for my campaign, I went to the Incubator CLE. They were able to immediately get my website up and running with all the different tools that I needed and all the information that residents needed to be able to find out information about me. When it comes to flyers and events and spaces and programs that we have administered through my office, the Incubator CLE has been the one helping champion these different projects. So me, as a member of the Cleveland City Council, recommends the Incubator Cleveland to do your next project, to help you with your next marketing ideas. That is the.
Welcome back. So thanks for the word from our sponsor. We're gonna talk about the prestigious Mr. Football Award.
Oh yeah.
Man, that's I think to a young man that know what's going on, that's every young man's dream to receive that award, because we understand that your name lives forever. As far as, I mean, the history of Ohio high school football can't be mentioned without your name in a sentence when you get that prestigious award. So shout out today. I want to say the AP, the Sports Writers of Ohio, named the 7 finalists. Shout out to all the young men because they've put in some tremendous work, each and every last one of them, to be named to a prestigious award list like this. First young man we want to touch on is CJ Hester from Wyoming. He's a senior. He's a running back and defensive back. Throughout the regular season, man, he carried the ball 228 times for 2,081 yards, 9.1 yards a carry, 33 touchdowns in the regular season. His stats as of going into his game Saturday night, 2,967 yards and 46 touchdowns on 331 carries. He's their bell cow. I mean, Jesus Christ.
He's
you know
going
what
to
I
finish the
mean?
season with 3,000 yards.
He's their bell cow. You
You
know.
said, what school does this kid play for?
Cincinnati, Wyoming. They're gonna play Steubenville
I'll be
in the
honest with you.
semifinal game.
Earlier we was doing the matchups. I picked Steubenville because I never even heard of Cincinnati, Wyoming. And this kid almost got 3,000 rushing yards, so kudos to him. Because, I mean, him and that offensive line, that O-line and that OC, because they getting something done right over there. So big shout out to Wyoming.
Then got a kid from Ghana Lincoln that's gonna match up with St. Ed's. His name is Dior Hubbard. He's a junior running back. He rushed for 2,306 yards on 309 carries, averaging 7.5 yards in attempts. He had 287 receiving yards on 22 receptions for a total of 29 touchdowns. Next is Jordan Marshall, running back from Cincinnati Moeller. He carried the ball 161 times for 1,290 yards with 20 touchdowns, caught 16 passes for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. And he currently has 1,796 yards and 27 touchdowns. I can speak to him, watched him play again down at Ironton at the Classic earlier this year. The kid he want all the smoke. He want all the smoke. Goes to that good council team, he held court. And he played with so much passion. I think that's really what stuck out as I stood on the sidelines and watched him play. He played with a lot of passion. He ran hard. He ran with authority. So he's one to keep your eye on. Lamar Spurling from Hoban.
Oh yeah.
He's a monster, man. At the end of the game this year, as we was in the handshake line, I just shook his hand and it was an honor to coach against that kid. Like, I think I coached against him since he was playing freshman ball. And I mean, the durability of that kid, I don't think he was ever hurt in his career. I mean, that huge offensive line, but man, they really just ride his back. He one of the most agile. That little thing, he remind you of Barry Sanders, man. He really do the way he runs the football and just squirts through little holes, man. The kid is special. So and so far with this list, what I love about it is I hope the writers hold their votes. And I know it's gonna be December the 1st, so would that be next week? Before the state championship game.
Thursday.
All these guys still playing right now. Outside of the guys that we just named, Connor Welsniak of Perrysburg, he's a running back. He's committed to Toledo. He rushed for 166 times for 1,320 yards and 18 touchdowns. Oh, this is impressive, Juice. You would like this, my defensive guy. Also finished with 102 tackles, 14 and a half for a loss, 3.5 sacks, 1 interception, 3 forced fumbles.
Them stats right there.
Jules, 113, 7.5 sack, 4 interception,
Them stats.
and 6 forced fumbles with 2 defensive touchdowns. That was 15 years ago.
Listen, this kid right here though is special in this day and age. You don't see kids like that. Rush for those type of rushing yards and then go make 102 tackles. That's pretty impressive right here. I mean, looking at the rest of these guys' numbers, great offensive numbers, but to see that this kid put up 102 tackles,
That's amazing.
14 and a half for a loss,
Yeah,
he's a complete football player.
That's a football player.
He's a football player.
Football player.
Then we got Mason Wolf out of Millersburg, West Holmes. He's a senior quarterback. He threw for 2,511 yards, 34 touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions. He added another 3 rushing touchdowns.
Close the door.
You know what I'm saying? They averaged 51 points a game. Now this last guy, we say the best for last for sure. When we in the trenches, Darion Fair from Cleveland Heights, Northeast Ohio Division I player, Offensive Player of the Year, 40 total touchdowns, led the Tigers to a 9-1 record. He rushed for 1,318 yards, 29 touchdowns, 116 attempts, and threw for 644 yards and 11 touchdowns. So,
Yeah, so we gotta see how that fares. I know Mr. Football it's the regular season award,
right,
you know, but it's some writers might
hold
try
on,
to wait,
right,
hold up and wait the playoff, but
Postseason.
it's supposed to be
Oh, for
regular
this-
season that determines it. Okay.
And for this kid, he's special to us because the connection, you know, he started his grassroots playing off with us with the Renegades Redskins. And I mean, I gotta honestly say, it's probably never been a time, I don't want to misspeak, that he ain't never been the best player on the field. You know, sometimes when he was younger playing with older guys, but when he was on his level,
I'm going to speak on that. Of course, Renegade. I played for Power. You see the picture up there. I played for Power 7.
Right.
You know, so Power 7, and we changed it to the Redskins. We went to the rental. I've been part of the program 31 years. You know, and like I said, Darion since age 6, he's been that guy. So he been doing this for a long time. This is nothing new.
nothing new.
Okay, you know, the ability to take over games and, you know, do whatever it takes to, you know, get that win. He been winning since a young.
Since a youngin', man.
So, you know, I know it's gonna be a big time from him. I'm hoping, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, but he definitely rapped, you know what I'm saying, for down the way, and, you know, those hard times have, you know, blossomed to the man he is today.
For sure. And you know, that's our guy. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely gets our vote to hopefully win the award and do something that will be huge for, you know, Cleveland Heights football program, for down the way, the Renegades program. It just would be huge. But even for him to just be named to this list is a huge accomplishment. So we super proud of him.
Is he the first player from the program to even?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
He is.
for
He is.
I mean,
Yes.
even with
And that's it. And this player's.
We loaded.
The
The tradition is crazy.
tradition is crazy. Ohio State, NFL.
I mean, because Rome didn't get, he won.
No, he wasn't Mr.
Oh,
Football.
Mr.
No,
Football,
he was all state, first team all state
All-State.
selection.
I mean, but he wasn't even nominated. Was he nominated for it?
No.
Okay, so yeah, so even Ron Baker wasn't nominated for it.
Baker.
This
That's
is
one of
a
our
big-
other guys. You know, he played Pee Wee for him. He played linebacker. So, I mean, yeah, that's.
What's weird with that? Damn.
That's one hell of an accomplishment.
Yeah,
Accomplishment.
definitely a great accomplishment, man.
So we're gonna shift gears a little bit. I'm gonna lead into this segment. First, I want to start off by saying that this next situation is not to slander anybody. It's to get clarity, bring conversation, and shed light on just certain things that we want to know. So, you know, past 24 hours, crazy in the camp. You know,
Oh my goodness.
I'm laying in bed last night, and I see something flash across my screen,
Wow.
naming a new defensive coordinator at Cleveland Heights. I'm confused because this is my mentor right here. So I pick up the phone like, you knew something about this? It was the first he had heard. So again, I'm not gonna speak for him. I'm gonna turn over. I'm gonna talk to him. So first, let's start off by asking you. What is your current standing at Cleveland Heights? I mean,
It wasn't the conversation was concise and clear. I finally was able to call Coach you know, and speak to him. You know, Coach Mack, you know, my whole situation with that was, you know, there's things that you do as a coach and things that you don't do as a coach. You know, like I said, everything's about integrity. We always talk about accountability. You know, we always talk about football.
Preach to the kids.
Okay, preaching to the kids. You know, like I said, you know, I think I expressed to them, sometimes people become bigger than the room. As I told them, I understand it. So my whole thing was more so, don't let me get called while I'm sleeping at nighttime.
You deserve better than that.
You know, I deserve better than that. I say, me holding coaches accountable, if that's an issue, it's going to be an issue because my thing about coaching is I take it seriously. I don't know other people who may not, you know, may not. I'm not here to talk about any other person. But the situation was more so, you know, coach took hearsay and made a decision off of hearsay. You know, I'm not a hard guy to get a hold of.
I was,
But,
you know, and it's disappointing to hear the lack of professionalism when it comes to a situation like this because, you know, Max Stevens is somebody that's respected. So, you know, just to do that to one of your own without any communication and to kind of take hearsay of him stepping down or whatever, but never getting any clear-cut answer from the man, I think is a little disappointing. But we hoping that situation can be rectified one way or the other. We preach unity in the trenches, so we don't want to see us clashing and bumping heads. We want to support each other.
Well, along that line, man, like I said, I gave Coach a call. You know, we talked about, you know, the things that were in hand. You know, I always tell people, I'm saying, make the main thing the main thing. Let's talk about the issue at hand. You know, my displeasure, my not so pointing things that I said were more so based on, I won't say structure, but based on coaching. And it's hard for people to put that you can coach and be what you can be for the kids and do what you do for the kids. You can do both. It ain't just well as one.
Yeah.
No, I'm there to do both. I'm there to coach and I take coaching seriously. And I'm also there to do what? Be there to help out the young man.
Yeah, for sure.
So we both agreed to agree that we are there for the same reason, right? Matt, you know, great guy. You know, great guy. You know, we, you know, exchanged whatever, you know, we exchanged pleasantry. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no argument. It's more so just, you know, saying what the
disconnect was.
Disconnect was, what, you know, coach wasn't happy with, what I wasn't happy with, you know. Did I say this or did I not say this? You know, I was tired to take a few months off, you know, get my head together. You know,
but those are all raw emotions after the way the season ended for you guys. Those are all raw emotions that I don't think anybody should be judged off of what's being said after a game of that nature. People say things emotionally charged all the time.
You know, like I said, taking a few months. I've been up there since February.
You should be able to take a few months.
You know what I'm saying? I'm taking a few months off. I need to recharge and reconfigure. You know what I'm saying? But
on all levels, it's draining mentally.
Everybody know me. I put everything into it. You know what I'm saying, that I do. So the whole thing is, like I tell them, you know, it wasn't anything spiteful. You know, I didn't take anything as malicious.
Right.
You know, I know myself and my worth. You know, I'll bounce back.
Right.
I say, but you know, respect goes both ways.
For sure.
You know, like I said, I would never do anything like that to you, but like I said, and I'm sure you didn't have anything to do with that. So we basically got that out the way. You know what I'm saying? We still, you know, so cool. You know what I'm saying? Cool, and you know, we left it at that. You know, it's more. You know, there's no hard feelings. Put it like that. I mean, I'm not, you know, gonna lose sleep. He's not gonna lose sleep. It's what it is. Everybody gonna move and tread down. All right.
The thing is this though, in the trenches, and I'm gonna say this, we don't condone no sucker shit. We gonna stand on the business, and we should stand 10 toes down. Period. If it's gonna be professional, if we gonna move in another direction, let's just have a conversation. At no way should it be a coach that service the young men on your team and help you progress the program should have to find out in a manner like that. That just can't be tolerated, especially from guys that push the Black Coaches Association. We have to stand on business of the things that we say, and we can't go outside the lines doing things that are very unprofessional.
Now, I would say that I don't think that he knew that that post was put out there, you know.
Right.
But, you know, like I told you, I don't think that was you doing that, but it was there, and that goes back to my point of
common courtesy.
Common courtesy.
Could have gave you a call saying, you know,
And everything that was going on. I might be looking elsewhere. So now you've been looking for me for 2 weeks. Everybody's sleeping. I've seen multiple people. But the whole thing, like I said, I wasn't there to argue. I wanted to make it a good conversation, get some closure to the situation. You know,
Get 'em move on.
you moved on. Obviously, you know, I'm going to move on, I guess. And you know, Cleveland Heights. Like I said, I thank you guys for the opportunity. It was a great time there. You know, I came. Hey, we haven't lost more than what, 3 games in the season.
Yeah.
The last 4 years I've been there.
Sure.
So you know. Everywhere I go, we win.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be any drop off. Again, thanks, Coach Mac, for everything you've done for me. Thanks, to the kids, most importantly. You know what I'm saying, for being there, and also taking the coaching. I'm a hard coach. I'm a tough coach, but discipline is needed. Discipline is needed. Okay, and understand that when you get to that next level, the way I coach is what is how it's going to be. That's why people who play for me last long in college. Understand that. We out.
Peace.
In the trenches.
In the trenches.
It's a wrap.